up, YouTube? This is your guy Malmoves here, coming to you with the Raging Echoes updated video where honestly I'm just gonna read the RuneScape wiki and try to figure this out because I've never done leagues before. Are you ready? Come with me, and yes, we're doing this live on twitch.tv/Malmoves. You can find me there. I'm live right now. So, how does this work? It says overview. The Raging Echoes will be a temporary game mode with a unique rule set that fundamentally changes the gameplay experience. Players begin with the most regions of the game locked and will be able to unlock new ones by completing tasks and accumulating league points. A certain point thresholds, players will be able to select powerful relics that affect skilling, combat, and provide extra utility. Raging Echoes follows a format of previous Trailblazers and Trailblazers Reloaded leagues, adding new features such as combat masteries and more difficult versions called Echoes. Changes from Trailblazer Reloaded League. The region Valimor will be unlockable. Combat masteries, which offer bonuses to combat as a separate progression system from relics. Echo variants of existing bosses. All 3 mega rare raid items, Twisted Bow, Scythe of Vitor, Tunic Shadow, can be obtained from any of the 3 raids. Multiple unique drops are obtained from Tombs of the Maskets, Theater of Blood, when certain conditions are met. Team-wide purples can be awarded in TOA with a raid level of over 500. Team-wide purples can only be allowed in TOP hard mode. Vardovis, Duke Succulus, the Whisperer no longer require Candor and Desert to be unlocked. In addition, Stranglewood and Vardovis can be moved from Candor and Nikebos to Valimor. Accessible via League Navigator in the northern Valimor access point. Ooh, sounds spicy. Potions and ingredients sourced during Duke Succulus will no longer be removed from your inventory while Waking Duke, which means you can stack them up and get them going. That's a nice quality of life. Zora will not be immune to melee damage and can reach, and will have no damage cap, so you can hit over 50. It means that they're going to be like 30-second kills. Or less. Instances can be created for Cerberus Arachnus and the Thummonurcular Smoke Devil. And the timer when attempting to enter the Dagonoth King instance shortly after leaving has been removed. XP rewards from Soul Wars and Pest Control will be disabled. The Max Cape will be available to purchase from the Sage in Lumbridge. For all players, rocks, trees, renewable spawn items, and main world NPCs will respawn faster in the main game. 3 times in most cases, and much higher in other cases, such as Runeite rocks. Pet cosmetic overrides will now be carried over between leagues, including any that players have unlocked in Trailblazer Reloaded leagues. I don't have any of those. That's not nice. Clans can now toggle share league-related broadcasts, including relics, various ranks, and combat mastery achievements. Additionally, new content added since previous leagues included armored zombies, skilling and combat rebalances, tormented demons, Araxor Curious, zombie pirates, wilderness agility courses, changes, Valimor including Amoxylital, Huey Code, Mastering Mixology, Perilous Moons, Fortis Coliseum, and yes, Hunter Guild and Rumors. Rules. Players' restrictions as well with previous leagues. All players will be Iron Man. That's no fun. Iron Man, a restricted game mode. Why does everything gotta be catered to? Shut it, Malmoves. Get back to the script. Players will start with a 5x accelerated experience rate for skills and begin with level 3 Herblore. And level 5 rune crafting. The XP multipliers increase further as specific relics. Players will be able to claim free Draymond staff from the Sage in Lumbridge. That's nice. We like that. Certain quests will be automatically unlocked, completed at the start of leagues. Dragon Slayer 1, Druidic Ritual, Fairy Tale 2, which will enable all accessible skills. Other quests and diary tasks will be completed as players unlock regions if they unlock substantial content for that region. Honestly, if you expected me to be some articulate wizard, hey, it's my first read. Call this a one-take, one-bake. Area restrictions. Players will begin their journey with only the regions of, ask me to pronounce that, Misliv and Karimja available. Further areas can be unlocked by completing a certain amount of tasks. A minimum of 3 new regions can be unlocked. And not minimum, I mean maximum. I mean at most. Listen, people, you've played it, you understand. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the messenger. I am the messenger. Unlockable areas include, but do not exclude, the Wilderness, Fremenic Isles, Asgardia, Mortania, Kandarin Desert, Kandarin, Terwin, Corin, and Kevos, and Valamor. Players will be able to travel to unlocked regions with waystones and can only set respawns in unlocked areas. Cool, that's cool to know. That's yeah. Other changes will be made to accommodate region. Box traps will be added to general stores and will be usable without having to use Eagle's Peak. Hate that quest. Pestle mortars fishing bait will be added to Lumble General Store. Elemental shields will be added to all Slayer shops. Death's office and player-owned house random events and Essen mines will be accessible from all areas. Slayer tasks will be limited to creatures found in the areas a player has unlocked, in all Slayers. Masters will assign the same tasks. Ooh, yay, that's nice. Treasure Trail steps will be limited to areas players have unlocked, which means you'll be able to do every clue you get. Mahogany home contracts will be limited to the areas players have unlocked. When purchasing a house, it will be placed in Brimhaven rather than Rimington. That will allow construction from level 1. When Tebow, Scythe, or Shadow is unveilable, you'll be able to get it through a voucher, which you'll be able to purchase from the Sage. Soul Reaper's Axe will be able to be unlocked from all at the same time from one boss. Yes, that means you can kill only Vorduvis and get the whole axe. Hunter's crossbows will be purchasable at a charter ship by the Sunset Coast, allowing for the creation of the Sunlight Hunter's crossbow variant, which you'll be able to get by unlocking Valmore. Yes. If you can't tell, it might be a little biased. Task. Completing league task will be the main way to progress in Raging Echoes. Completing tasks will earn players league points and unlock relics and other rewards a specific threshold. Tasks will span 5 different difficulties, levels easy, medium, hard, elite, and master. Some tasks will be area specific, while other tasks will be more general and can be completed in any region. Every area will have a roughly the same number of obtainable points from tasks. Examples of area specific tasks: travel to Fossil Island, complete a Varrock Easy Diary, defeat Scurious Mine 25, Pure Essence. An example of general tasks that can be completed in any region will be bury a bone, obtain marks of grace, equip the maple short bow, and hiya! Defeat a guard. As players progress and complete tasks, areas can be unlocked as a player will begin their journey in the access of... We're not going to do this again! And Karimja. Up to 3 areas can be unlocked after gaining 90 ? Meaning the first tier is unlocked with 90 points. After that, it is to be discovered tomorrow, or if you're watching this in a couple of hours. So pick an area you want to go. Combo boss drops. If you haven't seen, there's a video on the Old School RuneScape page where you'll be able to find this out in full detail, but we're going to go ahead and do this fast. Guardian Boots will be dropped instead of the Black Terminated Core. Araxor is going to drop the whole Amulet of Rancor. The Alchemical Hydra will drop the Lance, the Ferocious Gloves, the Bone Crusher Necklace. But the Brimstone Ring will have to be made by itself. Eternal Birds instead of the Eternal Crystal. Phantom Muspel will give you a whole scepter. Sora will drop the trident. The Leviathan will drop the whole ring. Whisperer, the whole ring. Barduvus, the whole ring. Duke Suculus, the whole ring. Fortis Coliseum, you get the whole Echo Boots. Theater of Blood, you get the whole Avernus Defender. The Xerix of Chambers will give you a Kodai one. The Adamant Dragons will give you a whole Dragon Shield. The Rune Dragons will give you a Dragon Plate body. And all of the Forgotten Four will give you an axe piece as previously discussed. A dragon pickaxe can be completed from the mine. You can get a hosta from the brimstone chest, and you can make any of them tormented demon drops into a ember light scorching bow or purging staff. If that wasn't enough, Echo bosses now have their own special weapons that will be amazing. Hi, Screaming. How are you doing? You just made it to YouTube. You're welcome. The Desert, the Calphite Queen, will give you the Drygor Blowpipe. Very similar to the Toxic Blowpipe, but not. And if you want to know more, why not click Old School RuneScape's video and check out to see all of them. Cerberus will give you the Dog Sword. Ha! If you spell it backwards, it's God Sword, but they didn't spell sword backwards because they didn't want you to be too confused, but I like it. The Wilderness has 2 weapons. Well, actually, it's a shield. This shield, from what I know, is giving you impermeability. You will be impervious. You will be invincible to all stat debuffs. While the Thunder Copish will give you an ability to use the Kodai, no, sorry, the Void Waker, the Caresses special attack as a main attack as a simple passive effect. Mortania gives you the Gloves of Damned. Fremenic gives you the Amulet of Monarchs and the Emperor's Ring. The Devil's element will come from the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil. The Crystal Besting will come from Tyrowin. The Hespori will have the Nature's Reprisal. And Valmor, yes, Valmor, will have the Sunlight Spear and the Sunlight Brazzers. Sounds fun. Combat Masteries, you can get 10 unlockable skills, and they will be able to upgrade like most video game style skill points, where there will be a max of points. You can get 10. And as you pick them in mage range or melee, eventually you will run out. And you won't be able to get 5 in everything. You can pick 5 in one thing. Maybe 2. But if you want 5 in 3, it's no go. The best you can do is 5 in 2, but you get no in 1. So you want 5 in range, 5 in magic, where you get 5 in no. But guess what? There is 6. So you need to pick 6, 3, and 1 to get the best, or you will have to pick whatever you want. And that is for you to choose. Relics. Oh, we love a relic. What is a relic, you may ask? Now, a relic are powerful buffs which are unlocked with leak points.
What are league points? We discussed this. League points you unlock by doing tasks. Back to the task at hand. Huh? Relics offer bonuses that boost actions related to gathering, processing,
teleporting,
or combat. Upon completing tutorial leagues, once the players are presented with the choice between their first 3 relics. And these first 3 relics are going to be very instrumental. Are you going to pick the harpoon, the power miner, the lumberjack? Their actual names are power miner, lumberjack, and animal wrangler. Now, these 3 relics will be able to dictate a very big part of your early game, but only that. You can only pick one, so choose wisely. Everyone is saying you'd be stupid not to pick animal wrangler, but hey, that's everyone. What do you say? I know what I say.
I'm going lumberjack!
You'll have to find out on twitch.tv/Malmoves, where you can watch the whole first week as I will be doing a subathon and streamathon for the first 6 days. Love it. Or you could go power miner. After that, you'll be going into tier 2 relics, and you have to pick one of these, and they are awesome. They're awesome. I mean, listen, they're spectacular. They do so many things. It's amazing. Listen, the amount of things that these relics do, I will tell you what these relics do. The Forager. You're going to be friendly. Upon choosing the relic, you will receive the Forager's Pouch. The Forager's Pouch will provide the following benefits while you're in your inventory or equipped. When you gather a resource from woodcutting, fishing, mining, hunting, the Forager Pouch will find and store a grimy herb limited to the herbs your herbler level plus 25. That's very important. Your herbler level plus 25, which means that if you can get, let's say, grimy rain ores all the way up to 25. Higher than that, okay? Whilst also providing a small amount of token of experience when found. The Forager Pouch will only find herbs it has rooms to store, but will always be able to give you a herb, so make sure you put all your herbs in the bank when you get a chance, because you're going to be getting a lot of herbs, and you don't want to cap how many herbs you get by having too many herbs in your friendly Forager Pouch. You dig? The Forager Pouch also works like a herb sack and shares an inventory with it. Wow. Herb Pouch is already dope. That's even doper. A player always will gain the benefit of having a herbler crafting potions. Secondary ingredients have a 90% chance of not being consumed, and this is stacks additively with other sources. And when you make a potion, you make a 4 dose instead of 3. This is my first read, so if you honestly would love to do a better job, where's your YouTube video? Leave it in the comments. I'd love to see your performance. The next one, Corner Cutter. Upon choosing this relic, you will receive a pair of Greaves of the Sages. Yes, the Sage's Greaves. Whilst equipped, the Sage's Greaves will grant experience of the agility based on your agility level while you run. You've seen this relic before. Basically what happens is a player will have the ability to just run around the map, and you'll have access in success in preventing. Wow. The player will always succeed in performing actions for agility. Completing an agility course grants 2 completion counts and 25 boosted experience, as well as Marks of Grace will always spawn 10k of 10k coins. Double the quantity of pyramid tops, hollowed Marks of Grace, the Brimhaven vouchers, and crystal shards when doing the Perfidious agility course. And lastly, dodgy deals. When choosing this relic, you gain the following benefits of thieving. Pickpocketing an NPC will also pinpocket all NPCs of the same type within an 11-11 game space, which basically means you are barraging like you are thieving anybody in the general area. And you will get 100% success rate on all thieving clicks. Automatically repick any NPC or stall until you can no longer do so. And items obtained from pickpocketing are noted. And maximum koi pouch is now 3 times the normal, and you will also be able to thieve any stall, and guess what? It will never deplete. The tier 4 relic. How many points we need for that is yet to be discovered. Automatically, items eligible sources will now become 5 times more common. Minigame points will now be boosted by 8 times. Now you will have the opportunity to pick one of these 3 relics, and let me tell you, these 3 relics are phenomenal. The Golden God, the Reloaded, and the Equilibrium all have very good benefits in their own, and let me tell you, I'm going to be the one to tell you. High Alch and Low Alchemy now have no rune cost or level requirements. Items will give 15% more gold and have a 16% chance of not being depleted. When alchemy items are cast on a stack of items, the spell will automatically recast over time until the items are depleted or moved. Actions that would normally cancel alchemy, such as walking, attacking, will not, whilst the automatic casting. You will also have the same benefits for prayer. 20 GP can be used to offer prayer altars in exchange for prayer excrevience of 1 of dragon bones. And all items purchased from some select shops can be noted, and provided the item can be noted, this effect can be toggled, which means that you can buy from shops noted or unnoted depending on how you feel. Now the Reloaded relic basically is a pretty dope relic. Any tier from the previous 3 down you can pick, which means that if you miss a relic, or if there was 2 relics you thought would be really dope, go ahead and pick that. Or you can do Equilibrium, and each time you gain experience, you'll be able to then get an additional experience, 10% of what the total level is, 20% in the lowest level gained. Additional experience given to this relic is not multiplied by the league multipliers, and Equilibrium can be triggered, and individual XP provided even if there is a multiple single tick. Experience such as Production Master will trigger Equilibrium 1 time per item processed. If you had any questions about that. Now, what does that mean? That means that if you have Reloaded, you could go to Clue Compass, Bank Heist, Fairy's Flight, which I didn't even talk about, and boy, would you say that is crazy? Let's double back, because what that means is with Reloaded, you can go back and get 2 of these relics. You can get Fairy's Flight, which gives the Fairy Mushroom teleport. It unlocks auto-completes Tree Gnome Village. You can teleport to any of the locations within the region the player is unlocked. Items ignore wilderness teleport restrictions. And the player is given an item upon locking this relic, it must be unlocked in the bank. You get Bank Heist. The player is given a banker's briefcase, which allows teleporting to any deposit bank chest. This item ignores wilderness restrictions. This item cannot be used to teleport to any area which is not unlocked. And as the player is given an item upon unlocking this relic, it must be unlocked in the bank. So basically what that means is any of these things must be unlocked in the bank first. Or you can get Clue Compass, which is going to give you the ability to teleport to any stash unit or follow the bard. Clue Compass has the ability to teleport to any clue step if they have one, and it does not work on a clue step that requires you to kill an NPC. That's very important to understand. This item ignores wilderness restrictions, and with all tier 3 relics, combat experience is now doubled. You get Bigger and Badder unlocked, 5 times Slayer task points for completing a task, and Slayer superiors will now appear in 1 in 50. So Reloaded is really dope because at the end of the day, if you're not really feeling like you need to have unlimited GP, or if you don't need double the experience, you can get 2 teleports, you can get Friendly Forager or Cutting Corners, or you might even be able to go back and get one of the first tiers, but that's on your own. Finally, we get to tier 5. Now, tier 5, if you make it this far, you're a gamer in general. Go ahead and read it, because at this point, if you don't already know what tier 5 has, you probably... No, I'm going to tell you guys. The Treasure Abater. Impling jars and creatures that drop clue scrolls have a 1 in 15 chance. All of the resource clues will now be stackable and 10 times found more often. All clues will have the lowest step, and emotes, follow, and Charlie clue steps no longer have item requirements. Production master, all the resources, one click, process all at the same time. Pretty straightforward. And Slayer master, you're always on task. You're killing any monster you can. You get a task from it. It's on task. You're going to be able to skip and block for free. And you get 1,000 to 15,000 bonus experience for every 100 kills. Moving on to tier 6, Total Recall or Banker's Note. Now this is a fight, but honestly it's no fight. Either you bank everything like you have a bank in your inventory, or you get to Total Recall, which is going to give you the following effects. You can store coordinate along with the HP, prayer, and special attack, and you can go back from that later time. So you can go store it, go somewhere, maybe you want to go resupply your bank, and then you get a resupply, and then you go right back. Maybe you're want to DH something and then go right back to your POH, and that's the place that you do, and then you recall back with the H with your house. I don't know how people want to use it. I wanted to go Banker's Note. I'm a little conflicted at this point, but either way, that's for you to decide. There is no passive effects when you unlock tier 6. You go to tier 7, you get Pocket Kingdom, which basically solves all of your resource issues, and it's going to be basically your own bank. You get the Grimoire, which basically allows you to switch between any of your spell books. It acts as a Book of Dead, and additionally, you unlock the access to all prayers and spells regardless of quests or diary requirements. Or you could do Overgrown, which crops never die. 7%, 75% of seeds will not be consumed, and a seed fully grown, your seed vault will replace that seed automatically for you and automatically recomplant with ultra compost added. Ain't that crazy? Now when it comes to the tier 8 relics, you get Last Stand, Guardian, or Specialist. Specialist is pretty simple. You get 20% for all specs, no matter what spec it is. So if it was going to be 50%, it's now only 20%, and it has 100% accuracy. And for each failed accuracy roll with the spec, you gain back 10% accuracy. Spec points. And if an NPC dies while you use a special attack, you gain 15%. That's really dope. Guardian, basically, you summon a thrall that lasts 30 minutes. It attacks whatever style the NPC you're attacking is weak to. Its max hit is 13. Its min hit is a 5. You get attack speed of 4 tick or a 4 speed attack, and its accuracy is at 45,000. The Guardian does not work in PvP situations, but it does work inside the gauntlet, and if you lose it, you can pick it up from the Sage. And it does have a AoE if the target is weak to range or magic. And lastly, Last Guardian. Basically, if you would have been killed, you're going to go from 0 to 1. All of your combat stats are going to be boosted to 255. And it's going to slowly start to drain every 16 ticks back down to your base level at 15 per tick. And for the next 16 ticks after this ability is activated, you can't be dropped down to 0. And when the effect ends, all incoming damage is nullified and the player is healed based on the damage they are dealt over the last 16 ticks. So basically what that means is when you do the Last Stand, this is basically like if you're in Call of Duty, or if you've just basically like tick 8 something, you got 1 HP left. Now it is your time to basically DPS with claws. Maybe you go down 2 DPS with claws, Karasi hits, and then you smack with a DH, or you know, like You use your axolotl and you just keep on attacking, and then you get those tick bleed effects, and then you use the spec, and then you just freaking go crazy, right? And you just do a massive amount of damage. And honestly, at this point, if you don't know what you're going to be running, I hope my poorly rendition of reading this helped you in some capacity. And if you are ready to see leagues, buckle down, because we only got less than 24 hours left, and I'm excited because this is my first leagues. I had to go ahead and read this all. I feel like I understand this a little bit more. You're an Iron Man. This is my first time doing Iron Man. Tormented Demons is going to be really dope. The fact that you're going to be able to do that early is going to be really dope. I don't know if any people understand what that means in terms of Zammy. That means you get to go to Zammy so quick. All you got to do is just do the Tormented Demons. And that might change how people feel about Asgardia. All I know is, let's have some fun. And good luck. I'll see you guys at the Dragon Trophy. I'm going to try my best. See you guys later.
Peace
Out. This is Malmoves. And make sure you follow me again at twitch.tv/Malmoves. I'll be live right now.